never knows how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have messed with. That's me.
Well,
I am not an African American.
You're Oreo cookie, white in the inside and black on the outside.
I don't have an afro, I have an Amerifro.
Talking that idiotic stuff you talk about, I will slap you.
Go ahead, make my day.
Black as the ace of spades, but 100% American.
Heard around the world by everybody and their mama. The Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show.
Okay, welcome back to the second hour of the Jesse Lee Peterson Radio Show. Thank you so much for being with me, uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We're also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. If you don't do that, folks, it's over. Goodbye, America. I have with me Chris Kyle. He is a former United States Navy SEAL and the most lethal sniper in the U.S. military history, with 255 kills, 160 of which have been officially confirmed by the Pentagon. His book is called American Sniper, and Chris is with us for a few minutes here. Good morning, Chris. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, I appreciate you being here. Very, very interesting guy. You know, I was reading the bio on you last night, and you're the best, according to this report. What does it take to become the best at what you do?
I get a lot of credit for a bunch of things other guys have done, and I don't consider myself the best, but I definitely look good because I was surrounded by heroes.
So did you grow up wanting to do or be a part of the military and to be, succeed in the manner that you had? Were there like another influence in your life while growing up?
Yes, sir. I definitely grew up extremely patriotic. I always wanted to be in the military. And growing up hunting my whole life, I knew I wanted to be a sniper. And
are you a Christian, Chris?
Yes, sir, I am.
And how much of influence do you think God had in your life in doing and being the best at, or one of the best at what you do?
I definitely feel God has protected me, and He's enabled me to be able to be in certain situations and come out on top and to help defend my guys and protect them.
Do you are you out of the military for good now?
Yes, sir, I am. I end up getting out to try to save my marriage and then also to have a good relationship with my kids.
When you say save your marriage, what was going on?
Well, being in the Navy SEALs, it's an extremely high divorce rate anyway because you are constantly gone. You're never home. And it was definitely causing our own stresses. And, I mean, there's definitely people who can make it work, do 20, 30 years. But as far as me, I put 100% into my job and left nothing for my family.
Oh, I see. And how is that working out now?
Oh, now it's awesome. And my wife is the big inspiration into me being able to turn my life around, find my new identity, and be able to make the transition into becoming a civilian.
Chris, I read that you killed 255 people. Does that affect you mentally and emotionally in any manner?
No, sir, because I never saw myself as going out to kill people. I always had it that I was going out to protect my guys, and if that meant I had to pull the trigger on someone, I did it. But, any nightmares or anything that might come up has nothing to do with the people I've killed. It's the people that I couldn't save.
And do you have nightmares about the people that you could not save?
Oh, definitely. I mean, that's something that's going to stick with someone for the rest of your life. When your best friends are laying there next to you, or even just a random 18-year-old Marine who dies right in front of you, that's going to affect you.
Yeah. And what type of treatment do you get for those type of nightmares? What do you have to do to overcome that?
Well, I mean, I definitely talk to people to try to get it off of my shoulders, but also it's just having a great support with my wife and kids and getting back heavy into, my faith and trying to turn my life back over to God completely.
I read that. Well, first I want to tell you I'm happy that to hear that you and your family are working things out and things are getting better in the family, because that's very important. But I read that you had a $80,000 bounty on your head, and when I come back from this break, I'd like to know, what are you doing about that, and are you afraid or worried about it at all? Let me take a short break. We're going to tell folks how to get your book as well. 888-7753-773.
Let me sing this song to you. Might be old and it might be blue. Might be some. And it can't be wrong. Take my heart and make it strong. You're simply the best.
Uniting the races with truth instead of dividing them with lies. We also rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Jesse Peterson is back. Thank you so much for being with me. We're going to get to your calls a little later. I'm talking with Chris Kyle, former United States Navy SEAL and the most lethal sniper in U.S. military history, with 255 kills, 160 of which have been officially confirmed by the Pentagon. He's received all type of awards, and what a man, huh? What a way to serve your country. He has a brand new book out, American Sniper, the autobiography of the most lethal sniper in U.S. military history. Chris, before we run out of time here, I want to ask, what would people learn by buying your book or reading your book?
Well, the whole point behind the book is to get the stories out there of the hardships of military members that they have to go through on a deployment, but also my wife is in there telling her side of what, the spouses have to go through. So it shows all the different hardships, and this isn't something that's just about SEALs. This is something every military member has to go through, and just trying to raise the awareness about our guys and how we should feel so proud of them, and then I think it's our duty then to take care of them.
Yeah. Why do you think that, and I know the country is getting better at that, but why do you think it's so difficult for this country to just take care of the military men and women once they are out?
I definitely think that if you're not personally involved with a family member or it being you, it's easy to, overlook, to not think about it every day because, it's something that you're aware that's out there, but it's kind of in the back of your mind. So I'm just trying to bring it back to the front of your mind to say, saying thank you is great, definitely makes them feel good. Let's go beyond that. Let's show them things. Whether you cook them a meal, you babysit so they can get a nap or a date, or, anything you can do, just small little things to say thank you.
I think it's so amazing what the men and women have to go through in war. And then some of them, they get out and they go back. They're so proud to be a part of the military that they go back and, and they're willing to give their life in that manner. I have the utmost respect for that, and it's just amazing to see it. I read that you have an $80,000 bounty on your head. Is that true, and how's that going?
Well, it was a bounty that was put on the heads of snipers. It just so happened that I have a tattoo on my arm that was easily identifiable. So everything going on with the snipers was associated with me, even though they never had, a picture of my face or anything until now. But it was all being directed towards me, and I was getting the credit of all the snipers, of everything everyone was doing. But the bounty wasn't just for me. It was for all snipers.
And are you still concerned about that now? Is the bounty off, or are you concerned about it now?
Well, it's definitely something that I have thought about, and I have taken some security steps to ensure my safety, especially that of my family. But, I've been out now for 2 years, and that was my life in the past. I haven't been involved with any of that, and I'm not going back. So I'm kind of hoping that part of my life is over.
I really want to wish you well. Tell the folks how to get your book, Chris.
you can either go to Amazon or any Barnes & Noble or Hastings, and hopefully they'll be in stock. They've been having problems with them being sold out.
That's good. So the book is doing really well right now, huh?
Yes, sir. I just got from my publisher that we just went number 1 on the New York Times bestseller list.
Congratulations, man. That's good to hear that.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate it because we are definitely using, that's another thing about this book, these proceeds are going back to help these guys. This is not something I'm writing about to get rich off of. This is something that I'm telling you a story of how I believe we should give back, and I'm going to do it by also demonstrating it.
Well, I absolutely appreciate you, and I know my listeners do. You're a noble man, and I wish you well. Are you working directly with other military men and women to help them once they're out of the military?
Yes, sir, I am. In fact, there's an organization here in Texas called FITCO, and one thing when I got out, I went back into the bottle and got depressed, and one thing that made me snap out of it was I started working out again. And when you're in the military, you're in the top, you're in your prime, and you're physically fit. So once I started getting fit again, then it was easier to fix my mind. So with this company, we've been finding these vets who are in need and putting home gyms into their houses. That way they can start taking their own steps. And then we're also providing all this other support that they may need, but at least trying to get them to take that initial step to help themselves out.
Is there a website or something you can give out where people can donate either money or time?
Definitely. It is fitcocares.com.
Repeat that, Chris.
Fitco, F-I-T-C-O, cares.
Oh, okay.
.com.
Well, I wish you well, man, and I appreciate you being here, and God bless you and your family. I hope that you and your family draw even closer. How many kids do you have?
Oh, I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. It was fitcocares.org.
Okay.
Not .com. Yes, sir. I have 2 kids, a boy and a daughter that are the greatest things in my life.
Well, God bless you, man, and thank you for your service in the military and your love for your country. And if we can be of any help to you, you only have to call and let us know.
Well, I really appreciate that, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. God bless you, and thanks for coming on with me.
God bless you.
All right, now. The book is American Sniper, the autobiography of the most lethal sniper in the U.S. in U.S. military history. Make sure you get it, folks. I'm glad to hear that it's doing well. I have the utmost respect for the military, I have to tell you. When I come back from this break, I'm going to take your calls at 888-775-3773, 888-77-JESSE. Preachers in the Pulpit is coming up next. It should be interesting. We're trying to do this just to get you to wake up, see what's going on. It's time to wake up. Back to the phones right after this break.